Hey NewbTubers, this is Mike here. We're going to be shooting a video for Driving for Dollars. It's just going to kind of go over what I look for. I'm going to have a separate video that's going to show you the software that I use for Driving for Dollars. But this is just more kind of show you what I'm looking for when I am doing my Driving for Dollars. I decided to pick just a random area. This is Norcross, Georgia, which is a suburb outside of Atlanta in Gwinnett County. And I know the area a little bit. So I'm just gonna, like I said, we're just gonna take a drive and kind of see what we see. And obviously I am doing this virtually. Ordinarily from now on, I think I figured out how I can do the videos a little bit better, so that you guys aren't watching a screen that's being filmed. But I have to, I guess for YouTube, you have to wait 24 hours before you can stream live. So I'm going to give that a try and see if we can't get this a little bit better so it's not so distracting. But hopefully this video is a little bit better than the previous one. So, all right, let's start driving. We're going to drive for probably like, I don't know, maybe, 20-30 minutes and just kind of look over. So here we have a house. Looks like maybe the roof is starting to go a little bit. Also, something else I look for is you'll notice on Google Maps, they'll always have like the image date. So I don't want anything that's older than like 3 years. I know some people do further back than that. I like going 3 years because it gives you at least relative, idea of where the homes are at right now. And then obviously I look at as well, what's transactions have happened. If it's been sold since the time that it was that I'm looking at, then I'm probably gonna factor that in my decision whether to add it or not. But this would probably be one that I would add because the roof needs a little work, and it looks like maybe, and it's obviously a little dated. This is also an older neighborhood, so we're looking for neighborhoods that are at least 30 years old, at least. This neighborhood's probably about 70 years old. So you're gonna see some homes, obviously, that are a lot newer than that, but for the most part, a lot of them were built in the 50s and 60s. So, like we're looking, like I said, we're just looking for dated things. Doesn't mean the sellers are actually motivated to sell. It's just a piece of the puzzle that we're looking for. This one on this side looks pretty good. I would say for the neighborhood, that's also what I look at too, is what do the homes look like in the neighborhood? Are they, if they're all brand new homes and you have one that's even slightly dated, that's a great property. But if you have one that's slightly dated in an old neighborhood, then that might not be as good of a Driving for Dollars lead. So you're gonna factor in a couple of different things. This one, again, not bad, but maybe it's a little dated. The windows look like maybe they haven't been replaced in a while. But overall, not bad. They do have some landscaping going on, so maybe they aren't the most motivated, but maybe you still add them. You're gonna have neighborhoods that feels like you're adding every single property, and you're gonna have ones that you are going to add like maybe one per street. It just kind of depends. All right, so this is a great example. This is one that I would add, but there's a couple of things I would look at first, okay? Number one, obviously still, we're at October 2019, within the 3 years. And one thing you'll notice is that there is a handicap ramp. So maybe the person is older, maybe they just have disabilities. It might be an opportunity to be able to help them out if they are no longer able to live in a home, or if, you know, maybe it's a situation where the person has passed and the family just hasn't done anything. Maybe they decided to rent it out and they no longer want to rent it anymore. So again, we're just looking at just signs of maybe distress. We're not looking at guarantees. Unfortunately, there's no way to look at a house and say, oh, that person's definitely in distress. They're going to sell and I'm going to make a ton of money. You're just looking for signs of distress. Okay. So handicap ramp, it looks like I'm not great with the roofs. I don't know really what makes a good or bad roof. So if anybody in the comments has a general rule, that would be awesome. I just know what looks maybe like it might be brand new and what looks like it might not be brand new. So I'm probably a little liberal on, you know, saying that the roofs are bad, but this one looks like it might need to be replaced to me. I don't know. I am by no means a contractor. It looks like the windows look pretty nice. Maybe they've been replaced recently. Also, one other thing we're going to take a look at now, just to give you guys, so you guys know, I am using an app called Batch Driven. Again, I'm going to go over Batch Driven in a little bit more detail in another video. But what I like to do is, okay, so I'm putting together all the pieces. All right, there's some, you know, the roof may be going a little bit. There's a handicap rail, a ramp. The picture's recent, so everything right now is pointing towards yes. One other thing I want to look at. So it looks like this home was last purchased in 2013, and all the areas aren't going to be perfect as far as having the sale dates, but they're pretty good, especially with batch. It's pretty reliable. For whatever reason, some counties just don't seem to update the same way other counties do, and so like I've been in areas where, like, you know, most of the properties they add don't have the information on it. And it's just, it's interesting to me, but anyways, so if you don't see that, that's okay. Now I have heard of some people saying that they've had issues skip tracing when the information's not there. I haven't noticed that, but I'm not saying that it doesn't exist either. But anyways, so they bought it for $71,000 in 2013. There's obviously, in this area, these homes are going for a lot more than $71,000 now. So there's definitely some equity. And look at this date, 2013. So this home had been bought, and maybe that's when the windows were put in, and has been essentially this way for at least 6 years. So maybe the ramp was put in before 2013, but maybe it was put in after too. Again, we're just looking for signs. Now, if this said that it was sold in 2020 or maybe December of 2019, I'm probably not going to go after it. But because it's been over 5 years, I like to see 5 years, but I'm kind of getting a little bit more lax on that. I know, and I hope that Batch actually changes their software a little bit so that you can search the sale dates and different equity and things that you can do on Deal Machine. That's one thing that I love to absolutely see, so that you can put in all these properties. Some of them don't fit necessarily the mold you're looking for, but then you can weed them out. Now, some people would say, well, why would you even add them? My opinion is eventually they are going to be 5 years old, you know, and, you know, maybe they're not still in distress, but or the homes aren't in physical distress still, but maybe they are. So that's my thought on it. Again, everybody does it a little bit different, and I apologize if you guys feel like I'm rambling. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm giving you guys as much value as possible. So anyways, though, so this is definitely one that I would add. So you're gonna, and in this system, you're gonna add, and I have a special folder that I'm putting all of the properties into. What I'm likely to do is going to have some sort of giveaway where I give away all the leads that I get when I'm driving for dollars. Normally, moving forward, I'm probably not going to be this in depth though, for every single property. I just kind of want to give you guys ideas to think about. So one thing that I really love about batch is, okay, so you add it to the list. Okay, then you're gonna click, I would click outdated. We got it by driving for dollars. The roof to me looks like it might need some work. It's got a handicap ramp. Let's see, anything else that you guys see? Maybe a little bit of peeling paint, but I think actually I think that's just the right there. I think that's just the light that makes it look like that. But anyway, so all in all, it's actually a pretty nice property. So again, we're not looking for, you know, it's great if you can find stalker list, what I call stalker list properties, where they are just trashed and you want to get a hold of them by any means necessary. Now, obviously, you don't actually stalk them, but aside from stalking them, that is what you do. So like what I would do for my stalker list is I call them, you know, within that, you know, week or whatever. And I'm, you know, after I call them 3 times, I'm going to start texting them. After I text them, I'm going to send a mail. After I send a mail, I might try to look them up on Facebook. There's a bunch of different ways to go through it. That's really another video for another time, but it's just a really good list of properties that you know are in significant physical distress. Okay. All right, so let's move on. All right, so this one probably would be another one I would add. Again, it's not awful. It's just something kind of looks a little off on it. It's original windows, you can tell. The gutters might be a little rough, but it looks like the roof is in good condition. Seems like it, at least. Again, I'm not a contractor, but I mean, I would probably add it. All right, so the next one looks like a good one. So this one is a good property. This is probably one that you wouldn't want to add. For me, I wouldn't add it. You have some landscaping going on. The roof looks fairly new. It looks like they have converted their, garage into another entrance way, maybe a bedroom or something, maybe like a second entrance for, like, you know, doing house hacking or whatnot, which is a great idea. If you guys ever want to learn more about that, there's a ton of videos out there. This looks like a decent property too. Has some good landscaping on it. I probably wouldn't add it, but it's kind of like in between. Like, it looks like it's been a while since it's been painted. I mean, maybe they just actually, maybe it has been painted recently. It's just I don't know. It's not the prettiest color to me. Like, maybe I'm wrong though. And I know this sounds crazy, like I'm being very judgmental. I don't mean to be like that, but that's what I'm thinking about. Is, does this house look like it's been recently updated to where it would sell quickly on the market? And to me, if I was going to sell this house, the first thing I would do is repaint the colors to a more, you know, contemporary look. All right, so keep going. All right, this one's a pretty cool property. I thought it was really interesting in this area. Obviously, this one was built after, I think, I'm not absolutely certain, but I'm pretty sure this one was built in like the 90s. But it just sticks out like a sore thumb. But yeah, I mean, obviously I probably wouldn't call on this one. They take very good care of their property, and that's awesome. So there probably isn't a whole lot of distress there. This one, another one, probably wouldn't call on. It looks pretty nice. Looks like it's been recently roofed and painted, so maybe it's been sold recently. Next one, I would definitely call on this one. It looks like it, again, original windows. I'm not really sure about the roof. It doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look brand new either. So I would say okay roof. But I would probably call on it. Depending, you know, obviously I would see how long it when the last time it was sold. But assuming that it's been at least, you know, 3-4 years, I'd probably add it. All right. So moving forward, this one I would definitely call on. The roof looks like it needs to be redone. Everything looks original. Looks like it needs maybe some paint. I don't know. Is that some... It looks like maybe there's some water. Oh, no, you know what? That might just be Google. I was going to say, it looks like there might be some water damage, but I think, like I said, I think that just might be Google. But I would add that one. Let's see, right here. This one's decent. Like, I would say either or. I wouldn't say to somebody not to add it, but I don't know that I would add it myself. There just doesn't seem to be a ton of physical distress. Again, you're looking for as many people to call as possible, but you also want to you don't want to waste your time too. Plus, every single property that you put on there, you still have to skip trays, so you're still spending more money. Okay, so just be careful. This one I definitely would call on. Now, it is October, so and I don't know if anybody's laughing out there, but you do see some houses that look like this, and it's, you know, December or it'll be January, and then you definitely call. I don't care what the house looks like, you call. But this one I'd probably call on. There's some physical distress in the roof. The windows look pretty original, and they in Georgia, if somebody has an AC unit in the window, it's not necessarily like completely uncommon, but it's a lot less common than you see in Michigan, right? So it's just something you want to be aware of. So I would probably add this property. And again, just give them a call, see if there's anything you can help with. Doesn't mean that you will be able to help them, but it might be something that you'll look into. Again, this is another one I'd add. Looks like the roof might be a little rough. All in all, though, it's not a bad property either. Might be a rental. But yeah, I would definitely call on that one. All right, this one, it's kind of hard to see. Roof looks so, like, maybe it's okay. It's kind of tough to see anything. It could go either way. I'd probably pass on that one, just because there's not a whole lot to see. All right, so we got another one here. This one looks, you know, pretty good. They put, you know, a car port up. So, I mean, I know, you know, that's not for everybody, but they're spending money, and they're spending money to, you know, obviously people that are not sure how long they're going to be living there are not putting up a carport. Maybe it's rented though too. Maybe it doesn't have a garage. I can't really see. It looks like there might be, but um, uh, maybe it's rented and it helps them rent a little bit higher, a little bit faster. I know if I was renting, I'd probably want a garage, so a carport at least would be nice. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, original windows. And the roof looks okay. I mean, it might need to be replaced at some point, but it looks okay. All right, let's go. All right, so again, original windows, roof. To me, that does not look good. That looks like it's in disrepair. And you can tell the siding. I think that's cedar siding. I'm not 100%, but I think it is. You know, I would definitely call on something like this. It's not bad landscaping. I mean, it's not awful. It's just, you know, you can tell the house, you know, hasn't been updated in a little while, you know. All right. So this one looks like it's been updated. You know, at least it's got decent paint on. Maybe needs, you know, a new roof at some point, but you know, I don't know that I'm not saying it's a bad roof. Now the one thing I would maybe put, you know, maybe a reason why I would call on this would be because there's a lot of stuff in the yard. And now I know this one says trash in the yard. It doesn't, for me, all right, the way I see it, it doesn't have to actually be trash. But there's just a lot of stuff in it. Again, I don't know if it actually is a physical sign of distress, but I just think that, you know, it's worth giving a call. And I'd probably call on that one. And probably a rental though, something like that. All right, something like this. So this one, again, we got some stuff going on in the carport. Roof looks like it's seen a couple better days. Original, I think everything is pretty much original. I would call on that. That seems like a good property. Grass is a little long. Maybe they rent it and they hadn't rented it out in a while. Maybe something along those lines. Sorry if I'm giving you guys whiplash with, you know, going around, but this one looks pretty nice. Other than the roof, I would say everything looks pretty nice on it, for me at least. I would consider calling. I don't know if I actually would. You can tell that the windows, those are, oh, maybe, oh no, those are probably original, but something looks different about them too. They may be, what I would say is they're probably original, but they look like they've been well kept. Or maybe those aren't original, because look at these ones. These are ones that are a lot different. I don't know. But, you know, again, this is kind of one that would go either way. It's worth probably a call. You know, looks like the roof probably, again, maybe something that you might want to look at. But yeah. All right. This one, obviously, that is a beautiful house. I would not call on that. I know there's AC units. I mean, it's up to you, but I would not call on that. This one looks all right. It looks like original windows, but what I would say about the original windows is they look up, you know, they look nice. I mean, they don't look bad yet. The roof looks like at some point maybe need to be done. This stuff is obviously dated. That would be something I would get rid of if I were looking to update the property. But, you know, some people like that kind of stuff too. So it might be a rental. Rentals are obviously a little bit different. You know, people aren't going to put as much into rentals as they are for their own home. Okay, so this one, that one, it looks nice, but it's definitely dated. You can see 1993 was the last time it was sold. So I would call on it, but again, it's not a stalker list property either, you know. All right. So looking at this one, not too bad. Not too bad. It looks like it's kept up. There is landscaping. Let's see. For some reason, there's not a whole lot of data on the street. So it's kind of hard. Like this one, I'd probably look to see when the sale date was to kind of get an idea. But I'm not really sure. That one looks pretty nice. Like I would probably leave that alone. This one would be something I would call about. Maybe not. Yeah, I would probably call because of the landscaping. It just looks like either people don't live here or maybe it was recently sold. Maybe it was a property that somebody bought that is cleaning it up. That's almost what it looks like. But I mean, without actually seeing where it is, this is actually pretty rare though, just to let you guys know that, you know, in batch driven, the everything's not showing up. It makes me think that maybe I need to restart my computer or something, but that's actually pretty rare. This is all right. You know, again, maybe the roof at some point, but you know, it's fine. It looks like it kind of looks like a log cabin, which is something you see a lot in Michigan, but not. I don't think you see as much in Georgia. But anyways, see, that's a park. This one is really nice. I probably wouldn't call on this one. You know, I don't know if that's indication that the roof is going. But I mean, aside from that, everything else looks really nice. It looks really kept up. You know, I know, you know, I was talking about this stuff, but again, some people just like that kind of thing. In this house, I feel like it kind of works too. But it also might be a southern thing. Maybe I just don't get it. So, all right. So we're turning the corner. And what do we have here? A nice new neighborhood. Actually, I don't think it's that new, but it's probably not that old either. Let's see. Last sale date was 2012. Where's the 1998? So yeah, these are too new. I mean, and again, I'm not saying that I wouldn't in any circumstance go any newer than or in any newer than 1990. But you have to really know the neighborhood. Also understand that you're also going to get so many more no's. It's going to be hard to tell the difference between, you know what I mean? Like if you get homes that are built in 1950, it's very easy to tell what ones have either not been updated recently or not been updated ever. There's going to be juicier deals in those older homes probably than a lot of the newer ones. The newer ones, don't get me wrong, there's a place for it. But I think that maybe that's not the play, I think, for driving for dollars. Personally, that's how I feel. But again, maybe somebody has figured out how to do it a little bit better. But I like doing the older ones. I just think it's easier to see. So that wraps it up for today. If you guys have any questions, Please leave a comment. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to put out more and more content in the coming weeks and months. And like I said, moving forward, I'm going to try to have more leads that are generated. I would have, it was a great neighborhood to get leads for. If anybody is able to actually drive it in the area, I think it's a great neighborhood to look for homes. But unfortunately, it wasn't allowing me to click on the information today. So, anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. Again, keep your head up, keep going. You just have to get a little bit better each day. All right. Thank you.